morning to everyone. Now, we at this side of the House agreed to their proposal, but we have a counter-proposal that states that the nations of the world should maintain and strengthen the existing laws of the human rights of migrants. Now, first, what are those laws that are already existing in the status quo? First, the human right to freedom from discrimination. Second, the right to equality. Third, right to equal pay for work. Fourth, and protection against arbitrary expulsion. Fifth, right to return home if the migrant wishes to go home. And sixth is the right to have a standard living. Now, if these are already enough, do we want to have more? Do we want to increase what is already there? That even if it is already existing, that we should, we at the side of the House want to just maintain and strengthen. We should, all the nations should implement it all together, because those rights are already existing, and some are not implementing it. All together. Now, if, then our arguments are first, migrants gain more by landing work abroad. Why? Because rich and aging countries need workers. Poor countries need jobs. That is why migration often occurs. Because poor countries, poor countries, those people living in the poor countries will go to other countries because of the demand, because of the high salary there is. Now, if that big city is able to provide necessities, able to provide jobs, well, then original inhabitants of that place will then stay to that current to that country because of the high salary itself. And second, settlers will be deprived of the right to the jobs in their countries, because competition will occur. If for example, Filipinos will go to America. Now, if those Filipinos will have much more to give to that country, well then that certain Filipino will then be uplifted rather than the original inhabitants of that country. Now, that is not equality itself. And third, migration rights should be approached on a case-by-case basis. Why? Because every nation has its own problem regarding that migration, problem. So it should be. There is no monolithic economic and social crisis facing migrants around the world. So it is inappropriate to call for all nations to improve their protection in some standard manner, because each nation has its own problem regarding migration problem. And fourth, migration demands more. Migrant people demands more rather than the original inhabitants. Why? Because if I'm a Filipino, if that certain Filipino will go to that country and then he will be deprived from speaking Filipino or whatever, then that Filipino will then will see that is a racial discrimination, and that country will then he will say that you should adopt what this country has to say. Like the saying goes that do what the Romans do when you're in Rome. So if you're in that country, you should adopt what they have culturally or socially, because you are in that country. So that is what